of young people sharing from what Jay Shetty, have you heard the name Jay Shetty? He's an inspirational speaker, motivational speaker, who was a one-time monk from the Hindu faith. Okay, he studied in London. Okay, he did a BSc honors course in behavioral science. He was a monk in India for some time. Then he started working in Accenture. He was a social media coach. And today, when he speaks on life and life issues, when he goes about his oratory of how we must live life and how life is sometimes meaningless. Okay, basically he's talking about the problem and he's offering some solutions, some humanistic solutions, a solution that does not include Christ, but people like it. People like Jay Shetty. In fact, he's got over. He was actually his punchline is his motto is making wisdom go viral. Okay, Jay Shetty is an orator. Abdul Kalam was an orator in his own way. Abdul Kalam used to say, "End is not the end. End means effort never dies." Okay, and when he speaks like that, people get goosebumps. And then fail means first attempt in learning. So don't think you're a fail is what? First attempt in learning. Okay, he had a way with words. Nelson Mandela was a great orator. Okay, he lived in prison maybe 27 years or over 25 years in prison. As he walked out of prison, he said, "As I walked out of the door towards the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I would still be in prison." He said, "I'm walking out of prison over 20 years, and I was in this prison for 20 years, and when I walk out of the prison, I need to leave my bitterness, I need to leave my hatred behind. If I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I would still be in prison, even though I'm outside prison." So the world likes orators. But you know what? Jesus' oratory is very different, because all the orators of the world point to something and say, "This is the solution." They say, "This is the solution." They say self-effort is a solution. Most of them will say self-effort or self-correction is a solution. But there's only one difference: the way Jesus did oratory and all the Jay Shettys and all the Kalams and all the Nelson Mandelas did oration. There's a big difference. The big difference is Jesus' oration was centered upon himself. He said, "I will give you," if you knew who it is that is talking to you, if you really know, if you knew my identity. What is this point? Oratory and identity. Okay, if you knew who I am, who is it that is speaking to you, woman? You would ask me for living water, and when you drink that living water, you will never thirst again. If you drink this living water, you will never thirst again. There are several waters if you drink, you will thirst again. That's what Jesus is saying. This is oratory. If you drink the water of sex, you will thirst again. If you drink the water of drugs, you'll thirst again. If you drink the water of friendships, you'll thirst again. If you drink the water of gadgets, you'll thirst again. There are some good things in some of the things I mentioned. But you know what? But ultimately, these things cannot satisfy you. And if you have read the papers in the last few months, this is underlined like never before. It's been underlined all through world history. But never, when you read the papers, this is more and more direct. That, if you drink this or that, or you will still thirst again. It's like drinking salt water to quench your thirst. If you drink salt water to quench your thirst, what will happen? You'll feel more thirsty. Okay, let me give you some illustrations. Okay, in Indore on June 12th, 2018. Okay, today is what date? June 16th, 4 days ago. Indore, June 12th, 2018. Bayu Maharaj, a spiritual guru, a popular spiritual guru, he shot himself in his ashram in Indore. His top disciples included Devendra Fadnavis, Lata Mangeshkar, and some top politicians. I don't want to mention the names. He was a spiritual guru offering, talking about how they can relieve the stress of politics and of success, and how they can actually make a greater impact in the world. But in his suicide note, this man said, "I'm leaving too stressed out and fed up." Okay, his philosophy of life, which included religiosity as well, made him only search more. And when he searched more, he didn't find the answers. He was disappointed, and he put a gun he shot himself. May 11, 2018, one of the top police officers of Mumbai, of Maharashtra, Himanshu Roy, who at one time was the chief of Maharashtra anti-terror squad. After Kasab came and created all the chaos in 2008, now that was an important position. And this police officer was the chief of the anti-terror squad. Okay, he shot himself through the mouth in his South Mumbai residence. Some of us think, if only I get that government job and reach that position, then life is settled for me. Everything is fine. I need to get that government job. So I'll bribe, I will miss church, I'll do whatever it takes. Yet I just want that government job, because if I go there, I would have made it. No, this man had one of the most fabulous government jobs ever, chief of Maharashtra police anti-terror squad, and he was so empty. Shot himself in his mouth. And then this song of this movie, which is actually the talk of the town, or the talk of Tamil Nadu, and talk of Andhra Pradesh, and talk of Telangana. This whole movie that we have had so many reviews about, okay, called Mahanati in Telugu. Okay, there is this song which I translated into English. Okay, towards the end, it says, is this that mirror? That mirror that saw the beauty called Savitri. This is the mirror. Actresses stand before the mirror and they make up, and because they need to present themselves as beautiful and as stunning and as exquisite to the world. So is this, and at the end of this life, a life where she's staring at death, staring at failure, everything gone. Everything is, there's so much of emptiness. Is this that mirror that saw the beauty called Savitri? Is this that very same mirror, the mirror that saw the woman with fame and riches? Is this a crack in that mirror? Tell me the answer, poem. In fact, she's singing a poem and she's asking the poem, tell me the answer, poem. I don't know the answer. Tell me the answer, poem. What is left at the end? And that is repeated 4 times. What is left at the end? What is left at the end? And then she says, when I was born, there was a struggle because her dad died. Okay, when she was young. When I'm about to die, when I'm in my 40s and I'm staring at death, I'm an alcoholic, compulsive alcoholic. When the man I married, okay, believing he would actually be my everything, he cheated on me. Okay, and I'm such a disappointment. Everything is so disappointing. When I'm about to die, still in my 40s, it's another struggle. When I was born, there was a struggle. When I'm about to die in my 40s, there's another struggle. In the middle, there's a small celebration. Yes, I became famous in the movie world. Yes, people wanted my autographs. Yes, people wanted to be around me. Yes, people said, you are the most beautiful woman in the world. Yes, people said, you're the most, you have an amazing ability to act as well as, good looks. In between, there was a small celebration. At the end, it is all a big disappointment. At the end, it's all a big disappointment. Where are those celebration days? Where is that romance? Tell me the answer, time. She says, tell me the answer, poem. Tell me the answer, time, because she wants to know the answer. Why she enjoyed everything this world could offer, yet life is so empty and meaningless. What is left at the end is repeated 8 times at this poem. What is left at the end, great actress? What is left at the end? There's this comment in YouTube, in the Tamil version of the song. The comment is, this song suits every human in this world. Okay, Abhishek Vaidya left this comment in the first week of June 2018. This song suits every human in this world. I would say there's a correction. Every human who has not actually experienced this living water that Jesus offers. This is the story. Because Jesus also said in John chapter 10 verse 10, I have come to give you life to the full. This is how we must actually go about sharing the gospel. I'll come to it. This is one of the best ways to share the gospel with over coffee table conversations, over your journeys, okay, with your friend, with your friend who is in tears, with your friend who is, you are riding the bike with, okay, your friend you're talking to on the phone or WhatsApping late night. This is the best way to share the gospel. Okay, life without a living daily relationship with Jesus, you can actually enjoy that. Whatever may be that, gadgets or girls or glory or, whatever it may be. Fame, fame of movies, money, big money in the movies. There's an emptiness. When you don't surrender that life and give it to Jesus, there's an emptiness. That's what Jesus says to this woman. Drink the water of relationships, sex, money, drugs, fame, gadgets, you'll thirst again. In fact, there's an entire Bible book talking about that. In fact, I would sometimes think that the movie song writer is reflecting the message of that Bible book called Ecclesiastes. In Ecclesiastes chapter 2, we understand work cannot satisfy, women cannot satisfy, wealth cannot satisfy, wows. And when you do an achievement, you become first in class, or you buy that bike, okay, Duke bike or KTM Duke bike, or when you achieve something and people say, wow. Wows cannot satisfy, wine cannot satisfy, wit or laughter cannot satisfy. Only God, Ecclesiastes 2:25, Ecclesiastes chapter 2:25. Without Him, who can eat or find enjoyment? So that's something, because the people around us that we meet in our colleges, in our neighborhood, and they're all thinking that work can satisfy, or women can satisfy, or wealth can satisfy, or wives can satisfy, or wine can satisfy. Savitri definitely thought so. She was alcoholic. Wine can satisfy, wit can satisfy, but only God. Not just God. The entire message of the Bible is God in flesh, Jesus, who said, come to me, I will give you life. I will give you that living water, and when you drink that living water, you will never thirst again. You will never thirst again.